think in models. Okay. So what are we going to accomplish in this session today? Something very, very interesting. What we are going to accomplish in this session today is you will actually be able to come up with your own unique management model today by the time I end this session. How does that sound?
Interesting.
So you will not, so this is a very practice session, very practical session. What we are going to do here is, so I took the risk of asking a very closed-ended question. How did you find it? I'm hoping to get a positive response. So thank you, Dilip, for saving the moment for me. So by the end of this session, you will actually be able to come up with your own unique management model. So you'll go back today with a unique management model. Okay. So I want you to now reflect for the next maybe 10 seconds. If you want to take 15 seconds, please think of a topic on which you want to conduct a training program and develop some content on. It could be anything. It could be related to your field of work. It could be related to some behavioral aspect. It could be anything where you want to think of a topic on which you want to develop a content around. So once you're done, just say, I am done, so that I know how many of you have completed. This is the first activity. Then there is another activity towards the end.
I'm done.
Thank you, Avni. Okay.
Done.
Dilip, done. Superb. Okay.
Done. Gopinath.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thanks for participating. Okay. What about others?
I'm also done.
Done.
Also done. Excellent. Bharat?
I said this done.
Yeah.
Okay, you are done.
Done.
Thank you, Bharat. Okay. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody still working on it?
Yeah, Hariharan.
Hariharan ka to presentation.
He did not say done.
Yeah. Okay. So you all thought of a topic that you want to develop some content on, right? Excellent. So now let's move on. Now, what is the session flow all about? In this session flow, basically what we're going to do is we're going to look at three aspects. One is, what is a model? And we're talking about management models, okay? So we're talking about management models. So what is a management model? Why you should think in models? And how can you create models? So what makes me quite excited about doing this session is, ever since I started my training journey, I have been fascinated by the models that we have used in our workshops. And secondly, I always create content by using a model, either something which is existing, which is there in the public domain and can be used, or I come up with my own models. And I must tell you that in the audience today, Dilip Sharma is also somebody who's very good at this. So we create our own models, and thereby we are able to work our content architecture around. So I was just trying to go through today, what are the number of unique models that I have created for myself to conduct in my various programs. I could come up with 7 or 8, which are documented with me. Maybe there would be more. I'll have to go back and check. So we're going to look at what is a model, why you should think in models, and how you can create models. Can somebody tell me what is a model? What do you understand by a model? When you say management model, what does it mean?
I'm just making a guess, maybe an acronym kind of thing, so that the audiences, they are able to retain the takeaway from the workshop in a very, quick manner.
No, I just
A
lost
structured
you.
approach. Hari, a structured approach.
Structured approach.
It's a process to be followed.
It's a process to be followed. Okay. Wonderful. Anything else?
I think it's a pattern that you've created and you're following that pattern and you're sharing that pattern with others.
Okay. There is a pattern, there is a process. Anything else? One more response, please, on what exactly is a model. Parul, I missed out on what you said. So if you can repeat.
So basically, I would again reframe. So it's a structured approach on how you
Structured
are going to, like, deliver solve a problem through your talk or through your session, and then you, like,
Right.
give it in a very concise manner so that audiences, they are able to retain it in their mind.
Okay. Did a couple of days ago, did you experience a model?
Sorry?
Couple of days ago, you attended a session. So
Yes,
did you
yes,
experience a model?
Yes, yes, yes.
So do you remember that model?
Yes, class model.
Class model. Awesome. So that somewhere is a validation of this session, because that session was done 48 hours ago and you still retained it.
Yes.
Which is good, right? Okay. So let's look at what is a model from a technical definition. A model is a framework which enables learners to retain the learnings through an acronym or a management diagram or design. Can you name a few models that you're aware of which are popular in the management space?
I think DISC is one of the most popular.
DISC is one of the most popular models. What else?
SWOT.
SWOT. Yes, SWOT is, I think, perhaps one of the oldest ways to understand people's strengths and areas of development and all that. What else?
In fact, from school time, I remember WebGear.
WebGear. Yeah. Okay. Right. Any other? Any other model?
From my own personal workshops, I remember BOSS, a way to
BOSS.
develop
Yes, yes. I remember you had presented BOSS. Correct.
Or even
That was
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
brilliant. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. What else? What else? Situational leadership. Situational leadership is also a model. There is something called as a customer loyalty grid. So there are just so many. There are just so many. Okay, so these are basically, they are either acronyms or fishbone. The fishbone diagram is one of the most popular problem-solving models. So a model is a framework which enables learners to retain the learnings for an acronym or a management diagram or design. Why should you think in models? What is the reason for that?
Because somebody has already done that that research or that practice and presented it to the masses. And secondly, when you follow a model, you become methodical. So it's easier to manage your steps and move ahead.
Right. A model makes it easier for you to manage your steps and helps you follow a methodical and a structured approach. Brilliant. But what if you were to, say, if I were to ask you to pick only one word which defines the importance of thinking in models, what would be that one word or one sentence?
Retention.
Retention. Thank you so much. So basically, why you need to think in models is it helps in developing the content architecture more efficiently and makes training more effective. And how does a training program become more effective? Amongst other ways or factors, the most important being learning retention. So suppose I were to list out, there are two ways in which you can kind of present your content. One is to just list out all the ideas and just hope that somebody will remember point number 1 to point number 25 and just run through all those points. But the other way is to actually give them a model or a framework which they can go back with, and they will be able to connect the top 5 to 7 points within that program. So that helps people in retaining the learning. Like Parul just demonstrated, she spoke about the class model, which we had conducted a couple of days ago, webinar on public speaking, where we use this model called as the class model. Maybe somebody might forget what exactly class is, but somewhere the class will remain in their head. And that helps in rewiring the content back. Right? So, how do you actually create a model then? So before I come to the next slide, can you give me some points? Suppose you were to develop some content around leadership, for example. What are the, I'm not asking you for the model now. I'm only asking you, what would be the basic content within the leadership training program? It could be for half a day, 1 day, 2 days, doesn't matter right now. We are just looking at, I have to deliver a program on leadership. So what will it entail? You can roll out some points quickly. If you can quickly roll out some points.
Sir, qualities that a leader must have.
Attributes of a leader, qualities of a leader. Excellent. What else? So what should be those qualities?
Good communication skill, empathy.
Okay. Communication skills, empathy. What else?
Leader should be good manager.
He should also be a good manager. Okay. What else?
Experience.
Leader should have vision of the future. He should be a visionary. Very important.
Okay. Dilip says also should be dependable. So visionary, dependable. Okay.
Driven by values.
Driven by values. Okay. Excellent. Nice. So now let's look at this as a bit of an example here. So let's say that leaders must have compassion. I want you to take a snapshot. I'm going to keep the slide on now for some time. Leaders must have compassion. Leaders must be empathetic. Leaders must balance team and task orientation. Leaders must be servant leaders. They should serve people. Leaders must coach and mentor, and leaders must inspire. And there are many more things that can be included to make a leader, to make people understand what good leadership is all about. Now, I want you to only look at these 6 statements and construct a model to explain these 6 statements. Quickly, let's do this as a rapid fire activity now. What is the model you can come up with? Rather than giving them statements, you should be compassionate, you should be empathetic, blah, blah, blah. Can you give a model which helps people understand, okay, these are the qualities I need to be a good leader?
Techmis. I have.
What is it called?
Set.
Techmis. TECMIS.
TECMIS. What is T?
Oh.
Teams.
Taskmaster is empathy. C is compassion. M is mentor. I is inspirational. And S is serving people.
Okay.
Or serving
Awesome.
people.
Okay. See, she's already become a genius at constructing a model. Okay. Anybody else? Should he be a taskmaster? That is very contextual. It's a balance between task and team orientation, basically. But yes, he has to get the job done. Great. Anybody else has any other acronym or any other way in which you want to represent? Doesn't always have to be an acronym.
It can be a circular representation with the values and which centralize into the leadership, right? So
absolutely,
it can be a circular,
that's another way of doing it.
Yeah.
That is
a
another way
single,
of doing it. Okay.
yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Anybody else? Avni? Bharat?
Impeccable.
Huh?
I said impeccable.
Impeccable.
Sir, I'm still working on it.
Yeah, okay. Impeccable. So is that an acronym that you are using, Bharat?
Yes.
So I for?
Inspire.
Okay. M for?
M for mentor.
Okay. P for?
Praise.
Okay. Then C?
E for enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic. Okay.
C for coach.
Uh-huh.
Say coach and okay, compassionate.
Compassionate.
And the second C is for communicative.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Brilliant.
what is else? A for attitude.
Uh-huh.
E is for balance or yeah, balance.
Okay. Superb.
L is for I need to check.
Okay.
And so I was just forming
No,
it now, nothing else.
Okay. Brilliant. Brilliant. Impeccable. That's yeah, Denzel.
L can be for
L can be learning also, right? You can
It can be learning, leverage.
leverage. Yeah,
Uh,
leverage is a good word.
Yeah, it can be leverage. Leadership is a great leverage. And again, E can be for, you've already covered empathy and enthusiasm. Maybe
yeah.
what you can think of something else for E there. Right? So what
Yeah.
I did is, as a practice case study, to cover all these aspects, I called it the skeptic model. S for serve, C for compassion, E for empathy, P for people management, T for task and team balance, I for inspire, C for coach. So the beauty is we all are saying the same thing, but we are saying it in our own creative way. And we are developing frameworks and models as per our own understanding and our own creativity. So can I have some quick responses from all of you, either in the chat or you can say, how was this? How was the experience of this particular case study of developing a model? What is the learning? What is the key learning from this?
Easy to relate to, or as somebody said, or remember in the at a future date, right? So
Great point. See, when we, yes, Bharat.
Sorry. It's easy to break down and create a proper framework
Yeah.
that anyone can easily make it out what exactly they're talking about.
So it's not only about learning retention. As a trainer, as a facilitator, it also makes your life much easy when you are trying to construct a framework to design your content. Makes your life also much easy. Otherwise, many trainers tend to go all around the place trying to fetch content.
So one way that I would look at it is,
yeah,
if anybody thinks or if you think about yourselves,
yeah,
and you're skeptical about you being a leader, use skeptic to show that you can be.
Right.
In the word has the secret to being a good leader.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the only thing is we have to ensure that acronym doesn't become septic. The leader should not be septic.
It can still be.
Should not be toxic and septic. Okay, great. So now let's move ahead. Create and share your own unique model right now by working on the topic you selected. You have 2 minutes to do this exercise.
I've already shared in the chat.
Okay, so we'll hold on to your thing. Let others also work on it. Okay, and we'll come back to you. So now, before we do this, let me ask you a question. What's the starting point of developing any content?
Have a clear understanding of the structure that you're going to develop.
Yeah, so, but how will you have the clear understanding? That's a process, right? You may not have it in the first instant. So what's the first thing you need to do?
What's the outcome for that?
What's the outcome? Thank you, Bharat. So in technical parlance and training, we call it what is the big idea of your session? What's the big idea of your session? So you first define the objective of the topic that you have selected. By the end of this session, what is the one big message the participants need to take with them? Okay. So I leave that as a starting point for all of you. You have exactly 2 minutes now to quickly work on creating your own unique model of the topic that you have selected. So your time starts now. Okay. SAIE. So Denzel has posted.
Another term for invest, if I can use, then maybe.
Yeah, then you will get it like a proper word.
Yeah.
Save, accumulate.
Finance.
Safe.
Yeah.
So if you put a word with F there, but it has to make sense. That's the thing that you need to take care of. Yeah. Who is joined with as Apple's iPhone? Can please identify yourself?
I think that's Mundiar, sir.
Oh, okay.
Hari, in the meantime, can I just check? My wife did something, whether now I can share my screen.
No,
just
wait. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Are we all done? So, Denzel, you may want to still try and get a word which can be pronounced. So, though SAIE is not bad at all, that can also be retained, but maybe you can come up with something else instead of the I, or you want to change the whole thing. So, always better to come up with an acronym which is like a word. So, I'm currently reading a book on leaders, why leaders should have humility. So, there the author has used a model called Apple. So he defines each attribute of a humble leader through Apple, APPLE. Yes?
I can change. I can't use funding also, so invest.
Think about it. You don't have to come up with it right now, but you started the journey. So Dilip has shared in the chat a leader model. Leader is listen, empathize, ascertain, doables, focus, extra support, rise and raise. And you'll see a lot of leadership trainers use the word leader itself as a model and come up with their own ideas. Yes, Avni. Activity time is up. So can I have some quick responses now, please?
No, sir, I haven't completed it. I'm still struggling on it.
No problem. This will become like your homework. So this is not a model. These are just points. Scan the environment, proactive, SPM, LTMRA. We can't pronounce it in one word.
Yes, my topic was, managing change or manage change.
Managing
So
change.
yes, because I think with the current disruptions happening across industry and across, so I think any organization should be capable enough to manage change. So,
correct, but
so I feel everybody in the organization needs to be geared up to manage the change. So anyway, I am not able to put that acronym, so I was just.
So you'll have to work on that. So that's your homework.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a concept called agile in corporates that they use now for.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember the whole full forms of those terms, but yeah, agile is a concept.
I would love it if each one of you actually creates a model right now, because that's the objective of this session. By the end of this session, all of you should go back with your own unique model. So you can take a minute extra now. Avni, hurry up. This is performing under pressure. Kya ho raha hai? Bharat, you came up with any acronym for your topic?
I did, impeccable.
Yeah, but that was for my example. You had to create your own
Okay. So I already did in my presentation there on networking.
Okay.
So I already have PPT designed everything.
Okay. So what's the model called?
So just wait. I'll just let you know.
Yeah.
I normally use this in universities whenever I get to.
Okay. Parul?
It's art of networking, typically.
Okay.
And every sector, so ARTOF, everything has got to use in networking.
Has a particular attribute attached to it. Okay, great. Parul, you created a new model. We have to now conclude.
I'm still working.
You're still working on it. I thought this is very easy.
Actually, the topic that I've chosen.
Denzel, please.
The model for that I'm facing.
Don't start screen.
I have a shorter format also, ECG, engage, connect, and grow.
Yes, great. Parul, what's the topic you selected?
Customer centricity.
Customer centricity. Fine, no problem. Customer itself can become a model. The word itself.
I was planning to figure out the words from the customer itself, but not being able to do like.
So see basically, I mean, it does take some time to think through and come up with a model. But the whole idea of this session was that the message that I want to give all of you is, when you are developing content, please think in models and create your own models if required. Search for popular models which are already available, which can be used and which can be used in the right way. Think in models, develop models, and train people in models using models. So people have much higher retention in terms of the learning, and they will be able to easily correlate with what is being taught. Right? So that's it from my side.